Okay, better? I always forget to do that. It's funny. It's okay. So how's everyone doing? Missed you guys last night. So let's see. Let's get some questions. Oh wait. Oh, you can hear me now, right? Okay, good. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like today I'm gonna do readings like I'm not really gonna explain exactly what the cards mean like I've usually been doing. I'm just gonna kind of explain what I feel like it's saying, you know, because I was watching this reading yesterday. There's this girl, her name's Star Girl, I think. Star Girl or Star Witch or something. And sorry I forget her name, but she was like it was a good reading, you know. I really enjoyed it, and I noticed the way she was doing it was kind of like, you know, she was just kind of saying what she was feeling about it, and I thought that was a really good way to do it. And I thought maybe I kind of just like, you know, ramble on about stuff that you guys probably don't really care about knowing. So I'm just gonna kind of say what I feel it means, and hopefully it resonates with you, like it usually does. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's see. Do you want to do me a favor and tell me what the questions are? Okay, so this is how it works. We do this thing, where they put the question or they put their name. Yeah, they put their question. But okay, as it goes down the list, like watch, look. People are gonna put their name. And then when it's their name, like Jenna will tell you, okay, this person's up, and then the question will come up. And then just can you tell me what it is? It's all good. I'll just do it. I don't want you to be confused because it's kind of confusing. Okay, was it a good idea to wish Caleb's mom? What the hell? Sorry, hang on a second. I fell off. It like stopped for a second. Sorry, hang on one second. All right, good. Okay, so was it a good idea to wish Caleb's mom a happy birthday? Like, will this help us reconcile? Also, love Stargirl the Practical Witch. Yeah, that's what it is. She's my first tarot reader I ever watched. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Hmm? What? Yeah. Okay, so was it a good idea to ask her, or to tell her happy birthday? Like, will this help us reconcile? How did that affect their reconciliation? Okay. I see this as an issue of like being stuck in a past situation. Like I see Nine of Swords, which is actually not something that we'd want to see, right? So it's like explaining to me basically that there's like sorrow associated with this, and I feel like that has to do with you it not working the way you would have liked it to. And then the middle card there is kind of like, you know, you're stuck in the past in a way. It's hard to move forward when you're thinking about this happening. And, you know, right now it just doesn't seem like the time that it's going to be coming together. Like it seems like it's going to be a bit of time before you guys do reconcile, if ever, right? Because everything can change at any time. But I feel like there is this period of time where you're going to be kind of like on your own, like handling your own shit. And it's just a very independent time where it's not really about anybody else. So the reason I feel like it could be a little bit sad and like there's this sorrow here is because it's not working the way you had hoped it to work. So I mean, that's the only thing I see for that. I don't think it was a bad idea. I just think like for what you were wanting it to do, like help you guys reconcile, it's kind of like it didn't really help in the way that you would have wanted it to. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, shoot, I totally missed Jenny G. I'm sorry. Does Samuel have feelings for me? He is a Taurus and I'm a Leo. I'm so sorry about that. I totally didn't see that. Okay. So tell me about what is connected between them energetically. What's between them? Is there anything between them right now? And what are his feelings, if you can tell us what he kind of is thinking and feeling and intending to do with anything. Okay. All right. I would say it's a no-go on this one because it looks like the person that you're asking about, it's what's between you is this like energy of like, I just see it ending badly because somebody isn't going to take responsibility for something they're doing, and there could be somebody who is a straight up liar, and also it's a very disappointing situation. This is what I have, and it's just telling me like basically there's someone needs to take responsibility, and that's not going to happen because they're sneaking, and then there's going to be this disappointment. And so are you going to reach back and take one of these other cups right here? You're going to take more of what you've been getting and just it's going to be done again? Or are you going to walk across this bridge over to this castle, because that's where the newness and the new prize and the new reward is going to be for you? So it's kind of like, I feel like you're in relationships a lot that are like the same in that way, like people that just don't deserve your attention or time, people that just are kind of not necessarily shady, but just like not you know I guess honest people. Like they're just people that are just like game players, or they're just like, you're getting a lot of bullshit in your relationships, and I just feel like that this person is not anything different. But what it's asking you is, do you want to keep doing it like this, or do you want to kind of know what you really want and need and start going in that direction, because it's a different direction than you've been going in now, that you've been in. So I feel like that's something for you to consider, if you want relationships that are more fulfilling and more, satisfying. Satisfying. Yeah, me too. Okay, is there anyone that's in love with me that I don't know about? Tell me about her love life, any secret admirers or anyone who has feelings for her. I get Cancer, Leo, and the Tower. So we have the Chariot, the Strength card, and the Tower. We have either, someone coming toward you after something fell apart. It's like things falling apart for you lately have created an environment where, well, basically, look, there's movement forward, and there's strength, and then there's the Tower. I feel like the Tower is a situation that either you're going to be involved in after you kind of move towards somebody, or this person's moving toward you, and this is after the Towers happened. So if you have been through something recently that was very difficult, something that kind of just fell apart, something that kind of just like everything just kind of crashed down, and you had to, renew yourself and revive your whole situation, then I would say that this person is going to be coming towards you after this is happening, and now you're in a very strong place. But if this hasn't happened yet, you feel you're very weak right now, or something's just about to break, you can kind of feel that, then there's a big transformation that's about to take place. And so make sure that you're able to recognize that, and that you're able to, if this is something that, you haven't been through yet, then I would say that it's coming, a big transformation, because there's going to be big changes. There's going to be big change, there's going to be things that end, and there's going to be things that you see around you are not working out anymore. Relationships, all kinds of things. It doesn't really matter what it is. I mean, there could be more than one thing, that kind of just falls apart. And so you have to rebuild yourself, it's kind of like this whole identity changing thing. It's like a big deal, but so try to just take on any changes, and just take them on with, courage, and just know that you have to go through it. Things change, and you have to just allow them to change, because if you don't, then you're going to be in the same situation, and you're really good, you're going to be trying to perpetuate the situation that isn't trying to continue anymore. So I do feel like there's somebody coming. If this is for you, if it's that you have already been through this tower moment, then I feel like that person is coming toward you. They could be a Cancer, they could be a Leo. And if you haven't been through the tower moment yet and you feel like just on the verge of, you're about to have some big changes, or things are about to really just like fall apart and be different, like things aren't going to be able to be the same anymore, then I would say that this is because of a person that was in your life. And I think that, this forward moving action is basically you moving toward the tower and having to be strong because of that. But in that being strong, you need to remember that basically you just can't hold on to things that aren't working anymore. You can't hold on to things that are not, like things that just aren't working, things that are really just not good to hold on to, because you could see around you that it's just not really, it's not good for you anymore. So it's kind of like, it's time to make these things change, and let them just get out of your life, or let them transform you in whatever ways you need to transform. Learn from the past, don't do the same things. Remember what you've learned and do something different, do something that speaks to what you have learned. So, whichever it is for you, if you're going to go through this tower, then I think that you're going to be moving toward transformation, and there's probably not going to be many people. It's not going to be about, kind of like Jenna, it's not going to be about other people right now. It's going to be about you transforming and becoming something new. But right now, as for your question, I don't really, unless if you've gone through this tower already, and you would say that you've gone through that whole transformation already, and now you're kind of just wanting something in your love life, I would say that somebody is coming towards you. They could be a Cancer or Leo. Don't have to be, but that's just the signs that were coming out there. What would happen if SK and I did reconcile, like how would it go? Okay, let's see. Do you think, so in the event, okay, wait. SK and her reconciling. Childlike angelic. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, let's see. So for SK and you, what is between you now, and what is the likelihood that you'll be reconciling? What does that look like if you do? Tell me, first of all, what is the likelihood of that happening? Okay, first of all, I see from the beginning, it's just a very stressful situation. It's kind of like you're having to do all this work. Like, I see it as a one-sided thing. Like, maybe, like, you're wanting it more than them, or you're just, like, putting more effort into it more than them. The reconciliation, I mean. So it's something that is stressful for you, feeling like you have to take on all that work, and is it really worth doing it all by yourself? You kind of question, like, what does this person really care or feel if it's just me trying to work at this, So, that's what I first see. Let's see anything else. There is a decision that has to be made, and somebody's still holding on to the past because they very much care about the situation. So I feel like that's you holding on to it and being very caring about it. But it seems like right now it's something that you're in a position of, like, you're doing all the work, and it's not really like them doing much work. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to make a decision of whether or not you really want to keep doing this, because I don't see much effort from them. So as for the question, you're saying, if there's a reconciliation, what will that look like? Well, I'm first asking if there's going to be one in general, and it could change at any time. Like, anyone can change their mind at any time, but right now it looks like basically you're going to be the one who wants it more than them, so they aren't going to take much action, and so I don't really see it happening, right now. I see that you're stuck in this. It's not a good feeling, you feel like your hands are tied, like you really want this, but at the same time you could see why it wouldn't be good for you, and maybe you should move on, but you really do want it. So it's kind of like you're in this position of, like, I'm stuck, I don't really know what to do because I do want it, and I don't want to let it, like, you don't want to let it go, and you want it, but you also see it's kind of not happening, so you don't want to be stuck there. But it's like that feeling of, I don't want to let it go, though, so you do feel a bit stuck, and that makes sense. but it's just, I don't really see them taking much action toward this right now, so I feel like you're going to be feeling very stressed out and stuck, like you're feeling with this Eight of Swords here. But you need to make a decision because you do have a choice to do that. You can end this cycle at any time. It's just going to be up to you. But I know you don't want to let it go, and that's something that really holds you back. So I'm not really sure how it would look because right now it seems like it's not happening. You know, just right now it doesn't seem like it's happening. It would look like, I would imagine it would look like you changing it up. Like I would always say, just change it up. You know, if things aren't working the way you want, you got to change it up. So instead of chasing after this person, don't. And then maybe they will return. But, you know, there's no guarantees, of course. But if you want some different results, then you have to do something different. So right here, I see that you're holding on to it and you want it to be a certain way and you want it to work out. But it's really just you doing all this effort, and it's a lot of stress on you because you're the only one who's working at this. So I think you should probably step back and do the opposite and see what that does for you, you know? And then you never know, you could find someone you really are interested in more. So okay, I don't really do like twin flame stuff because I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. Like I really don't, and I don't want to like put my like say anything, you know, because I really just don't know much about it, and that's just, I'm just being honest. Like I don't know much about it at all. So just like little things here and there. I wouldn't even be able to tell you like what it like all means and all the stages and everything. I understand like generally kind of, but not even really that. Like I'm not confident enough to know about it enough, but I can see what's between you and a certain person, whoever you're asking about. Or are you asking about a certain person? You're asking like about a twin flame in general that you don't know of yet. Like who would it be? Is that what you mean, or do you mean like this person you think is your twin flame or something, you know? And then I could see like if Ace of Cups came out, like okay, that would be like a good indication that maybe this person's like good for you or like there's love there, you know? But if we're talking about like you don't know who this is and you would like to know, like I can maybe pull like see what signs come out. Yeah, I just don't want to, yeah, I just don't like to do things like that because I don't really know exactly like what, you know, I don't know much about it. But do you want to ask, because I can ask, like I said, I can ask, excuse me, I can ask like what this person, you know, if their sign would come out, or I can ask what's between you and a certain person if you have a certain person in mind. So what did you want to do? Did you have like a certain person in mind, or did you want to know who the person could be? Miss Megan. I'm going to pick up some cards really quick while I'm waiting for you. Oh, dang, I got all of them. Just got into my mind. State of love with my flame. Yes, nothing special. Okay. Okay. Thank you, by the way, for saying that. So let's see. What is between you and this person? What's going on now? All right, so I see. Still isn't really clear whether or not you have a certain person in mind or not, or if you're just wanting to know who the person could be. But basically, if you do have a certain person in mind, I feel like you guys are kind of like distant right now because there is somebody trying to go on a journey, or it's like you guys are searching for that person, like, you know, without really knowing it. Like some people that don't even know about twin flames and all that, it's like you don't really think about, it's like some people go about life and they're like searching for somebody to love, they want a relationship really bad, but then like some people it just happens and they weren't even really looking for anything and they just find the person. So this is kind of like a thing where you're searching for somebody. Oh, it's buffering. Is it buffering for you? It is for me. Okay. It's like you're on a search, on this journey to find somebody, and very quickly something occurs. Let's see what that is. Maybe it's something that makes you feel really great, something that you feel like you're meant to be there. And then you're headed in some direction. It could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's what you're headed towards here. So, if there is a fire sign in your life, then I would say that that person is distant right now, but soon you're going to be feeling very good about the situation because the sun's here. It seems like something's going to be coming to light, or you'll be able to be brought together very soon, very quickly. Could be a Leo. Talking about fire signs too, but the sun is here. And so let's see anything else that I can see really quick. Oh no. Yay. Okay, this could be talking about something where you've been through this before. Like, it might not even be about this person. I feel like this is something that happens pretty soon. It's like after a betrayal, and then you feel like you can manifest something else. So even though you felt this betrayal, I don't think it's really associated with the person, because it seems like after you get Ten of Swords and then you get the Magician, I feel like there's something that happened to you, betrayal, like someone hurt you, and then it's something that you're able to get past and manifest something else with this person. Like you're still good, you're not completely jaded to where this has ruined it for you. I mean, the sun's here. I think you feel really great with the person. I mean, you feel like it's just like what you're meant to do and where you're meant to be. And I guess that makes sense, if it's like a twin flame, because that's what it's supposed to be. It could be an air sign as well. We have, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But it's something that makes sense to you, and is something that feels right and seems rational, Two kings here, the fire and the air. So it could be fire or an air sign. No. No, he just was kind of like telling me a few questions here and there, but you're like the one. It's all good. Okay, I wanted to know, why did Scorpio stop talking to me all of a sudden? What are his feelings toward me, and will he communicate soon? What is the Scorpio feeling right now for her? What is the Scorpio feeling right now for her? Can you tell us any indication of what is going on in his mind, in his heart? What is he trying to do in regards to her? Okay, I think I said this to you before, actually, which is kind of interesting because it's like the same message almost, but it's a little bit different. So underneath we have Two of Cups. I mean, look, I feel like it's not going to be over completely. At least if you guys don't come back together, it seems like you still feel that for each other, but I do see that he's going a bit his own way right now. Like, there is that independence he's trying to create for himself. He's trying to just not have to answer to anybody. I think that's what I said before. I'm not completely 100% sure, but I feel like that's what I said before, was that he was trying to do his own thing or something. But also he could be focused kind of on family right now, or he could be focused on, his loved ones, and then there's this arguing. So I feel like, somebody might be telling him, a few different people might be telling him that you're not a good person to be with, or like just advising against it just because they're controlling, or whatever it is, the family dynamic in his situation. But it seems like he does still have feelings for you. It could be other people's influences around him that are kind of creating a lot of stress in his life, or a lot of, reason for him to not be able to reach out, or for whatever reason has him believing that it's, like you guys need the space, or that he needs to just be on his own or something. But I feel like he still does think about it, and he still has feelings. You know, 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I think he's trying to make his family happy right now or something, or he's trying to please others, you know, because there's a lot of arguing, there's a lot of conflict around him. So, but I think that he still does feel that way towards you, and for whatever reason he has to block it out right now. I think it is because of his family or people around him, you know, people that there's fighting and there's conflict going on. It might not even be about you that the conflict is about, but it seems like he's just not able to he's trying to please people right now and do the right thing for his family or for the people around him, is what it seems like to me. So, will he come to, where did it say? Will he come to Chicago? So what is this looking like for him traveling? Is he going to travel anytime soon to Chicago? What can we see for him going and being with her? Okay, so it seems like right now he's trying to focus on stability. I think I said this before too, that he's trying to work hard in order to make it happen between you guys later on. I don't know if that was you, but it seems like that's what it's saying, like you have to be strong and patient right now, because this card sometimes can mean marriage, but for me, I feel like it means that, I mean, it could mean that. Along with these two, I feel like that means he has to like work hard in order to be able to create the situation and be able to make it over to you. I don't see any travel right now. It just seems like he's going to be really buckling down on his own like stability, trying to make money, trying to, you know, figure it out for himself so that he can figure it out for you guys, you know, and just whoever else, whatever else in his life he needs to figure it out for. But basically the main thing I'm getting for him is that like he's trying to focus on money, he's trying to focus on his stability, his job, and different things to keep himself secure, so that maybe he can, you know, see you, or it's not necessarily saying that, but it's saying to be strong, and you're gonna have to wait and be a little patient before you see him again, I think, you know. But it seems like right now he's buckling down, he's trying to focus on, you know, how he can take action toward you, but he needs to be secure and stable first. That's why the Ace of Pentacles is there, because it's talking about he needs to find his stability. If he's able to, you know, take the actions he wants to take and do the things he wants to do, and not be dependent on anyone else, you know. Oh wait, this is like frozen here for some reason. On my phone, it's not working. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wait, it says, is it Queen? Okay. Will I get accepted at next year's job application for Bureau of Fire Protection? How will it turn out? Tell me about this jobs application. Tell me about the likelihood of them getting the outcome they want, which is to be accepted, obviously. What will that look like for them? What can they expect coming from this application? Hang tight. It seems like something that you care about is now causing you problems. Like, something that you really felt for is not working. Or you're just stressing on it. That could be what it is too. You're stressing on it. And so it makes it very unenjoyable, because you're making it a stressful thing when you don't even know what it is yet, you know? But you're letting it stress you out completely, and I think that's going to affect how you're taking action in order, like, actions that you need to be taking to make it happen. Don't let this, like, worry and stress affect that. Don't let it stop you from doing what you need to do, you know, because that could obviously change the course of direction. So, yeah, I think this is something you're very worried about, and it seems like that's affecting your energy levels and what you're actually planning on doing. maybe your confidence a little bit, so you're not really doing what you need to do action-wise. Make sure that you're taking all the actions that you had planned on taking before in order to have the best results in this situation. That's what it's telling me, is that basically you're letting this really stress you out when I feel like it doesn't need to be as stressful. So you're going your own way. You need to figure out how to be a little more independent. Wait a little bit longer. It's going to be a little bit before you know. And make sure it's actually what you want. Because it seems like you're a little iffy about it. Like there's another thing too that you could be doing and you're not sure which one you want to go with. It's kind of like you're just going, okay, well, whichever one takes me first. Like if this one takes me, I'll do it. If not, then I'll do this. But it's like you really have to be like wanting to do a certain thing. And I feel like that's the thing. Like if you don't even really know if you want to do it or not, or you don't know if you're good enough to do it, I feel like that all those feelings need to be taken away from the situation, because that's actually affecting it. Like in your confidence wise, I feel like if you don't really see yourself in that position, then how could they see you in that position? You know what I mean? You kind of have to just believe that this is going to happen for you, if it's meant to be for you, if this is something you really care about. So I think stop being indecisive. And while you're looking at this and you're thinking like, well, there could be this other thing too if this doesn't work out, like that's that's smart to like have a second plan. But I feel like you're putting energy into almost believing that like you won't get it and that the other thing will be a better thing. So it's like you're putting energy into something that like isn't even what you really want. You want this, right? So I think you need to be putting your energy into one thing instead of being like weighing two options and feeling like you're not going to get the one you want. Because it seems like your heart's in it, but then your fears kind of make it so you lose hope of that situation. And that could affect whether or not you're willing to like make certain actions that you need to be making towards this goal. So just make sure you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing that you always planned on doing before, in order to attain the goal. I think that as long as you really just put all your energy into it, then yes. Because it seems like it's saying that like you feeling unsure about it or feeling like you don't have what it takes is going to affect whether or not they feel like you have what it takes. You know what I mean? It's okay, I got it. Thanks though. Okay, I don't know who I'm on now because I see Alexandria. Did I miss someone? Because I don't. Where's JJ? JJ. Message retracted. Why did the Aries walk away? Okay. What was going on for them? Can you explain to us what that meant for them and why they left the situation? I see there's a Libra possibly involved, but if not, then it's talking about balance and just having to do the right thing, having to do what's fair, what they thought was fair for them. They wanted a new beginning. They wanted someone to own up. They wanted to take responsibility for themselves and, be more independent. They had to have certain things, certain material things, maybe money they were focused on. Maybe they felt like they really didn't have a lot of help, so they had to like take care of themselves, and that didn't involve another person. That couldn't involve another person. Okay. Did they get with someone from their past? Are they in a relationship now? Because it seems like they had to balance something out, do what was right, do what was fair, and then this could involve a person from their past they're reuniting with. And if it's not, then it could be you. But basically, we have somebody who had to do something different, do something new, fresh. They had to go in a different direction. They didn't want to do the same direction anymore. And I think it has to do with them having to take responsibility for their own self and provide for themselves. We do have the Hierophant here. I think this person could have been getting involved with somebody who was married, or they could have been married. Okay. So yeah, they felt like they had to do the right thing then. What's the right thing for them? Being honest, being closed off, and moving forward in a certain direction. So this person really is focused on moving in a certain direction. I don't think they're looking back very much, even though they did go back to their ex, which is kind of like contradictory. But like, did he not have feelings for me? No, I think he did. It just seems like he had to do the right thing in the direction of that other person. Like he had to kind of make it right and reunite with them for whatever reason. I think that his stability is also a factor. So it's like he had to work on himself. I don't know if they have kids together or something. That would kind of make more sense. But if it doesn't, if they didn't have kids, then I would say it's about himself, like him providing for himself and doing what he needs to do to keep himself, you know, keep his head above water, keep his head afloat. Like there's just a lot of responsibility that he has to take. And being an Aries, you know, if I was going to generalize that, then I would say that they're not taking much responsibility, but it seems like that's what he's having to do, or he's realizing that's what he's having to do. And so that's the direction he's moving toward, and he's closed off because he's moving forward. And he doesn't want to continue that or lead you on, if that makes sense. So that's a good thing. It's just that I feel like he does not want to look back, you know, at least not right now. I know. Hmm? Okay. Okay. I think he might show interest again in the future. I don't know if that means you guys will get back together, but it seems like be careful what you wish for, but it seems like there's going to be some action, some opportunity to take action in that way. I just don't know if that's what he's going to end up doing. It seems like he may become interested again. I don't know if that's something he's going to want to be committed to exactly, but it seems like he'll show interest in some way again, but it will be after a time that he feels like he's very stable and that he's able to kind of take risks, I guess you could say, into doing something that he really wants to do and something that you definitely want. But the thing is, I just don't know if it's going to be long term or if he'll show like, hey, how you doing? And then it'll be like, that's it. Or if it's like he'll want it to go further. It doesn't really seem like it's going to be a commit, like he's coming to profess his love or anything. But it seems like he may show interest again in some way. So he may hit you up again someday, you know, in the future. But it seems like right now he's very focused on what he needs to be doing, what he feels like is right to be doing, you know, for himself, and because he feels like no one else really is going to take care of him. So he has to kind of figure it out. And that's a hard, you know, you have to figure out who you want in your life, because who are you going to provide for? You know, if you need to provide for yourself, it's like, it's hard to provide for yourself and others. So you need to have certain people that are in your life that you're doing that for, because there's only so much you could do. So he's trying to, you know, decide who his people are and what he's trying to do. You know, what's the best thing to do? What's going to work for him right now? What can he do? Like, what can he actually do? Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Kay. I just, you know, I've kind of gone to other questions now, so I'm kind of like moved on from that question. And, you know, it's really one question. I try to like answer all the questions I can when I see them, when we're like doing them. But, you know, it's like I got to answer a lot of people's questions, so I don't want to get like stuck on one question. I know you have a lot of questions about it though, obviously, you know, I would too. but we can do, you know, a reading if you want, just us. But on the live streams, it has to be kind of a quick thing, you know. Sorry about that. It's kind of like a big question for you to ask if he's the one. So like I'd have to really, you know, like kind of get some good information coming from that one. I don't want to just like be like, you know, like it's nothing, you know. It's kind of a big question. So let's see. It's Phantom Punk, right? Phantom Punk. Readings have really been on point. Okay. May have a general reading. Yes. Okay. It looks like something new. I think I said that before, something new you're going to be experiencing. Or that's the energy of like adventure or, you know, just something new and exciting. No worries, you know. Moving forward in a direction where you'll be stable, but why is there stress? It's tell me the 10 of Wands. What is that doing here? The Moon. I love how you ask like a question like, not you, but I'll ask like, okay, so why is there stress? And then it goes, well, you're clouded thinking. And it's like, it doesn't really give me an answer, but okay. Clouded thinking about what? So basically it's showing there's this new beginning for you and you're moving toward this direction. There's stability in your life, I feel like. Or, you know, there's going to be like, this is a new direction you're going to be going in. So it's not like it's happening now. It seems like this is where you're headed, you know? And then this will be a place of more stability where you're able to kind of make decisions according to what you're wanting to do because you have the stability to do that. Like, it's not like you have, you know, you're dependent on certain things that you can't do certain things. You know, you can kind of go out and do what you want to do, and that's a liberating thing, which is why the Fool's there. But there is stress involved in the situation, like there's a one-sided, or there's you kind of taking everything on your own. Maybe it's even just that you're wanting connection, but you're not really allowing it because you're kind of like doing everything on your own, being very, like, you seem unapproachable, you seem closed off, so people aren't coming toward you, and you're feeling like you're all alone doing everything. And that is confusing you because you're like not understanding why it's happening. It could also mean that there's like a Pisces involved in the situation, maybe where there's like you guys both need to be putting effort in and you're the only one putting effort in, is what it feels like. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune though here, so I feel like this whole thing is going to kind of like phase out and cycle out. So whatever stress you're feeling about the situation, it's not going to last long. You know, if this is a Pisces or if this is just a confusing thing, because basically you are going through a time when you really want to connect with people, but you're not able to do that, and you're not really sure why. I feel like you're trying to heal very quickly. That's part of the confusion, is that you're trying to heal very quickly, but you're almost psyching yourself out doing that. You're like avoiding the real feelings that you've been feeling that are necessary in order to heal. So you can't heal unless you really experience that feeling of, I have been hurt and I'm feeling that, like, all the way. I accept that. Like, I accept that happened. And so in the way that it happened. And so that hurts, and that's what you're supposed to be feeling, and that's how you heal. But I feel like you're kind of trying to cut it short and like detour and kind of just put it all to rest, when that doesn't happen unless you can really put it to rest inside. Like, you don't have to hold on to it anymore or feel hurt about it, because it's kind of just what happened and you've accepted it. And so it's a very hard time. I feel like you need to really go through that, like certain things that you've been through in the past. You need to accept those things and go through them instead of trying to get around them, you know, and cut corners and kind of just try to put it to rest when it's not put to rest yet. You know, you're going to be kind of like lost in that whole thing if you don't try to look at it with complete honesty and acceptance, you know. It's hard to do, you know. Very much is hard to do. But it's necessary in order to really feel like you can, you know, move forward. Because it's just going to be like stuck there, you know. You're just going to hold on to it, and it's not going to change. And it's going to become even more debilitating to your life, which is why you probably feel like you're doing it all alone. But this is kind of a thing you have to do on your own, you know, like personally. No one can heal it for you, you know? And no one can make you accept anything you don't want to accept. So as long as you don't want to accept it, it's going to stay. And I understand how hard that is, but that's just, you know, I'm just saying. It is the truth, you know, even if I get it, how hard it is the truth. Okay, okay. What are YK's feelings and intentions for me? Shit. I feel like it's a very stable I feel like it's a very stable connection. Okay, so here's what we have underneath. And I feel like that's either talking about there's transformations within your guys' relationship, like shit kind of happened between you, and that needs to kind of resolve itself, and it will, or it was after an ending of some sort. Maybe you went through a transformation, or they did, or and that's how you guys found each other, was kind of like after that. But it seems like things like are now changed from what they were before, and so then now you have this connection you two have, and it's likely to end in, you know, dare I say, some kind of marriage or relationship. But there's also a lot of stability here, so I feel like it's a good idea to work in that direction, and Ace of Cups as well. So it's like there's a lot of love here, an abundance of it, you know, an opportunity to share that with each other, and also the Pentacles here show that there's stability and things, you know, should be fairly stable, and I think that's a good direction to go in for you. Okay. Christina. Okay, let's see, Christina. I can't find you. So can you repost it at the bottom? Started going up there and I'm like, yeah, I don't see it. Dropped you. Can you tell me how Capricorn feels about me? Does he plan on being with me? It seems as though, I think this will be a connection as well. I think you guys work together well, you know, you share ideas that are in harmony with one another, you want to give to each other and be there for each other, you know, in an emotionally supportive way. You're also able to make money by working together, putting your ideas together. Maybe even if it's just like they're working and you're at home making things happen, or like keeping shit together there, and that works for you, okay. Or it's like you literally go in on a business together and start, exchanging ideas that make money. It seems like, Ten of Pentacles, you'll have success doing that. And I think it has a lot to do with exchanging of ideas or working together to make it work for both of you, so it can, you can make money and have that stability in the best way. It's very in harmony with each other. Like you guys have the same kind of, it just flows, things work and you can make it happen together by doing either things together or by you each doing your individual part of the puzzle to make it kind of keep running. But this Ace of Cups here and this Ten of Swords, King of Pentacles, somebody might be a little too focused on money. Like it's not really an important thing, even though you guys are able to make it. So maybe somebody gets screwed over financially, or you guys realize that you're together and you want this, but it's kind of like hard to make it happen because of the financial situation. So someone could have gotten fucked over financially or gotten a lot of things stolen from them. So now it's harder, but then that turns around because you guys are able to like work together and make money, or find some kind of way to make it work together and have what you need. I feel like you guys kind of like before you got together had been through a lot of different betrayals. So this love situation is kind of seeming like it could be that again, because there's like the little bit of like jadedness, but as long as you guys aren't just focused on money, like that's not the whole root of your guys' relationship, I don't see any problem, with anything else. It seems like this betrayal happened already, or that's kind of like your guys' mindset on the outset of this situation. It could be about like somebody got screwed over financially, or the fact that you're looking at finances like it's everything is going to fuck you over. So don't, try not to do that. Try to see things for more than just the money that you guys will be able to make. I don't think you'll have problems with money, but it seems like it could be a bit of greed, or somebody just thinking that's the most important thing, like that's the only thing that matters. It's definitely not. And that could screw you in the end, that could kind of unexpectedly take a turn in a way that you don't really want or like or agree with. So I think he sees hope for you guys' connection, and I think like it will work, Seemingly from what I'm seeing here, it seems like it's a good option, as long as you guys are focused on other things than just the money, because that could fuck you up. Okay, Alexandria. I wanted to know what keeps Yosef from acting on his feelings for me. He's not able to let go of the past in some way. There is something about his finances and his stability that he's trying to obtain recognition. He's trying to get further in his company, or he's trying to create a better life for himself that's more stable. And so that could be, one of the reasons he's not coming forward to you, because he's focused on that. But he's also focused on something from the past that's holding him back. So either he took a hit financially, or he didn't get a lot of recognition. Maybe he got fired from a job he really liked and cared about, or he got let go, maybe because of the pandemic or whatever. It could be something related to that too. Like, the recognition that he's been wanting is what he's focused on. The credit for how hard he's been working and stuff like that. But it's holding him back, and it has to do with finances. I think something from the past that happened that took away that opportunity for him to get that recognition, for him to even have any kind of position, that's affecting him, so that's what he's focused on now. But it's kind of like not the most important thing, but to him it is right now. Like that's what his goal is, to get the honors for his job, him working very hard. Oh, that one I just did right now was for Alexandria. When I said he's focused on his stability, and he's focused on his recognition, I mean, and getting the credit for his job, or him working very hard at whatever he's doing, his hard work. It's okay. Yeah, it's all good. As long as you guys understood that right now. And how many people do we have left? Let's see. Chrissy, Marvy, RD, Anaya, Divine, Fanny. Okay. Okay, I will take the rest of the people that have asked for questions. And then, yeah, we can go ahead and add them. And then we'll close it after that. Because we'll be a little over an hour at that time, I think. For sure. So yeah, let's finish off the people that have just recently right now asked. And then we will close the list after that. Okay, so Chrissy. Yes. Go ahead and post. Okay, love reading single Libra. Okay. It looks like you're kind of you either just were in a relationship that, or you want like a situation where you have this equal give and take between people that you're, between you and the person you're with. But it seems like you're kind of headed towards a different direction in that you are focused on your independence, but then there's also you wanting to have that relationship aspect to it. So you're walking away from something and not looking back. Now, I think the question would be like, what would be the best thing to do for you? Because it seems like you're undecided of whether or not you want a relationship, like you want someone to be there for you, or you want like, someone to have that equal exchange of like, not dependence, but never been in love. So maybe this is just an idea in your head. It's like okay, so you want that equal give and take, but it seems like that's funny because you say you've never been in love, and then it's like you're living in an independent stance. Maybe you need to be more open and walk away from that in order to find this connection that you're wanting. Since you've never been in love before, it's kind of like you don't have the experience of an equal give and take, or an experience of like giving yourself to someone and letting them, allowing them to give themselves to you and receiving that, and kind of like being together and having that intimate connection where you guys can really share a lot and lean on each other. So what are you walking away from here? Your own independence? You're closed off. Okay, so I feel like you've been pretty closed off and stable. So that's why the Queen of Wands is here, because you're able to kind of like do your own thing and take care of yourself, but that's not something you're interested in anymore. It's something you want to find as love. So that equals another person. That's not going to just be about you. And I mean, obviously, but it seems like you've kind of been living in such a way that you're kind of thinking of yourself first, which is fine, but it's just, if you're wanting to be with another person, that's maybe why you haven't been. Because, not because you're thinking of yourself and doing what you need to do, but because you're living in a certain way that you're like thinking of yourself first, in that you're not really considering other people or like what's around you, so you wouldn't be opening that door. But I do see this like you're not committed to that whole like independence thing. You really do want this give and take, and you're like not committed to the whole being closed off thing. I feel like you don't want to be closed off, but you don't really know any other way. Maybe you need to like I said, switch it up, do something different. You can't get the same if you don't want the same results, you want different results, then you're gonna have to do something different. Open yourself up to a different kind of environment, to different people. Change the way you express yourself and get out there. Because it seems like right now, or however long this has been, you've been pretty closed off, and that, or at least that's how it seems to people. So they think you're not even interested, or like they shouldn't approach you. I think you have to put yourself out there and do something different and express yourself in a different way. Because like I said, like you seem unapproachable. So even if someone is coming towards you, you wouldn't know because they're not really approaching you. They're not going to make it obvious. They're not going to ask you out because they don't think that that's going to work. They think they're going to be either rejected or they think that you're just not the person. Like you're very like reserved in such a way that they don't think that you're open to that, or they think like maybe you're taken. Like you just seem a little bit scary, almost intimidating, just like a kind of person that you don't want to like, bother. And that doesn't seem like that's really your energy inside, Like you probably are very upbeat and like pleasant to be around, but when people don't know you, it's hard for them to think that you'll be interested. Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. You'd be surprised at the people you meet and the things you experience, the encounters that you have. Because I think that you have to, kind of put yourself out there a little more. Give it a chance, give Florida a chance before you just hate it, because you have to meet people. You're holding yourself in a place of the past, whatever that was. It seems like you felt more noticed or recognized there. But that's something that you weren't happy with anymore. That's why you walked away and moved away, You felt like you had to come there to Florida. You felt like you had to get away from that situation you were in before. And now you're kind of regretting that and feeling like you want to go back there. But that's the thing that is holding you back. You got to move forward. You got to move on. You got to try to make it happen with wherever you're at now. Just keep it going. Don't look back and think that you want to go back to that place, because that's why, you weren't exactly happy in that place either. So now you're here and you're not happy here, but it's just, you got to give it a chance. You got to put yourself out there and try different things, because I feel like it'll be a good thing once you do that. Okay. Current feelings of my ex towards me. I am going to switch decks really quick because this one's been a little, I think I've used it enough for this reading, because I want to switch up the energy a little bit. Give us a chance, to have the energies be fresh, you know? You know what I mean? Okay. What are we on? Oh, yeah. Current feelings of my ex toward me. Got some frizz going on. What does he feel for her currently? He's very much thinking about the situation. Like, I think he's thinking about what he's done and about how the whole situation played out. Like, he's thinking a lot about it, like internalizing. I mean, you know, introspection. Like, he's doing a lot of self-reflecting and really, really trying to figure it all out. And that's going to be a good thing for the situation. Like, I think that means for what you're wanting for it. It could be that he's really having to take this time. I don't know what happened between you, but it seems like he's having to take time to himself in order to do this. So I think he's thinking a lot about it. And, you know, the Wheel of Fortune. So I wouldn't say he's thinking like it would be a bad thing for you for whatever he's thinking, but I think he's still trying to figure out what exactly he's feeling too. So we can see a little bit more kind of what he's, you know, because he's feeling something, but I think he's feeling a bit confused, or he's feeling guilty, or like it's his fault, or he's just trying to figure out what he did wrong, you know, in this situation. That's awesome. So yeah, see, responsibility. Maybe he wants you to take responsibility, but it seems like he's kind of reflecting on himself and seeing, you know, what he's done and how he really affected it, and if he really wants, you know, to be in that position. Like, it seems like, I mean, it looks like he is still feeling something for you, because we did have the Two of Cups here, but it's kind of like he's just trying to figure out what he did wrong, or figure out what went wrong, but he's kind of blaming himself, if that makes sense. Like, it's like he really is trying to figure out his position in it, you know? His position, like, wrong or right. He's trying to figure out what that meant, like what he did to affect it. So he's thinking a lot about his, like, what he did in the situation. But I think he does, you know, still feel strongly about you, even if you haven't communicated in a while. The Two of Cups there is kind of showing that there's this connection between you that is probably not, even if he's not talking to you, I feel like it's really not something that can just go away, you know? Okay, so let's... Who are we on after Marvy? Okay, RD, and then we have Anya. Can you hand me that notebook out of my purse? Please. No, not that one. It's in my purse right there. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that just snapped off. Okay. So RD Anya. Okay. Okay. So we're looking for RD, Anya. Anya's here, so let's go ahead and start with her. Since she'd be the next one. We'll check back with RD too. Okay, career reading. Okay. So we have you feeling torn because you're not getting what you want in your career. Like there's a situation where you're not able to get, you weren't able to, or you're not getting now what you want, what you had wished, what you had hoped for. And you're really hanging on to that though. Like really not even willing to let go of that. But since it is a heartbreaking situation, I feel like you should let go of it, you know? Because it's not going to do you any good by holding on to it. That's a very painful situation. It's just a situation that is probably affecting your self-esteem in general. You're not feeling good about it. So why hang on to it? You know, you got to move forward and figure out what else there is out there. So let's see what that is, you know, what there is out there for you currently. A reunion. So maybe going back to it, which is kind of weird because it's like let it go, but go back. I don't know if there's any kind of like way that you can go back into the same company or the same, you know, business in a different way, or like maybe a new way, you know, in different positions or whatever. If there's something else you'd like to do, then that could be a good idea, you know. Or it could even mean you have a lot of options here. I know it feels like you kind of don't, but you do. So I think there can be a lot of options in regards to like ideas you had in the past that you put on the shelf and that you could really incorporate into your life now because you have the time, or you have the need to do something different or do something else because it's not working for you, whatever you're trying to do that you really wanted to work out. So I feel like this is a big stressor for you, and that's obviously going to affect how you are acting. Maybe you feel like you can't, you know, find anything. You're kind of waiting for something to find you. It's not going to happen that way though. Yeah, of course. You know, we have you stuck. So I think your solution here is basically you have to find what you like. You have to be honest with yourself and rational, you know, but like dream big. Don't be too rational. You got to put yourself out there and see that you can achieve what you want to achieve. You just have to work towards it. There are many options for you right now. I think it would probably be an idea that you had from the past that you felt like you wanted to do, but then you just did something else, didn't have the time to do it anymore. But now you can actually make those things happen. There could be a few different things that you make happen at once. Like, you know, maybe you're doing something online, or like there's like, you know, there's like entrepreneur type energy here. It's like there's different things you could be doing all at once. A bunch of different ideas that could really be fun for you. Something that you maybe wanted to do before. That could be what you're reuniting with. I think the positivity here is basically that you, in you, like it's up to you to be positive about the situation and believe that you can do what you want to do. Like, not anything you want to do, but I mean, you know, believe in yourself, believe that you can achieve something, you know, and you have to find what that thing is that you really want to do. I feel like it's something that you're going to really want to do, like something you wanted to do that you weren't able to do, and then this happened, so now you're able to do it. And I think you need to do those things. Like, don't worry too much about the money. I mean, I know we're all worried about that, but it's like, you have to be doing something you really love to do. I feel like that's where it's going to be at for you, and you're going to know it because you're going to love doing it, and then you're going to take off with it because you're going to feel good about doing it. But right now you're kind of focused on like, what options do you even have, and you feel like you don't have many, but I think you do have quite a few here. There could be a few different ones that you're doing at the same time that you start doing. So just put yourself out there, try different things, try new things, try a bunch of different things and see what works, you know? I don't see you committed to any one thing. Yeah. You can't be a pessimist. That's not going to get you anywhere. It really isn't, you know? Just try something, you know? Try something fun. Try something that you like to do, that you know you can do, that you're fairly good at. And try something new that you've never tried before, you know? How can that hurt you? Especially in this position you're in now, if you feel like you have nothing to lose anyway, you know? Why not? It could be a fun time of like adventure and trying new things and figuring out what works for you, figuring out what you really like to do, instead of feeling like you can't do anything or like you aren't good at anything, because, you know, that isn't true. We already know that. We already know that's not true, even if it feels like that. We all have something we're supposed to do, you know, or maybe many things. Maybe it's even teaching people how to find what they like to do. Like, what are you good at, you know? What do you like to talk to your friends about? What do you like to help people about? What do you like to do? Like, how do you like to put yourself out there in a way that's helpful? You know, what do you feel like you're good at? Okay. We're on Divine, unless RD is back. Okay, I would love to know if Drew is my divine partner. If not, sure if it's him or someone else. Tell me about the connection between them. What's there? What do we have to expect, and what is it? What does it mean? What's there between them? Okay, I'm going to need you to pick 1, 2, or 3. One, a 2, a 3. I knew you were going to pick that one. Okay, again. I'm sorry, I'm not even doing the same person. This is a different person. So, okay. What's between you? I really feel like you have to decide whether or not this is something you want to be committed to. Because there will come a time when that's going to be asked of you. And dare I say, I feel like that is not going to be the case. Or it's not. Maybe this is their energy. If you feel like this is the person you want to be with, then we're talking about them. And it could be a situation where you end up doing this time and time again. Like you could end up breaking up, making up, breaking up, making up. It's codependent. You guys need each other. You don't really want to be together. You have, like, it's not like you have to, but you feel it's, it's like there's a dependence, and there's like a need that isn't necessarily a pure like just desire or wanting. It's kind of like sometimes you may wish that it wasn't that way. There could be other people involved. There could be like there's just a feeling of non-commitment underlying everything, and then someone has to decide if they want to be committed or not, because it seems like they're really not, but they're also there. So it's like they're kind of, I don't want to say like playing the field, but they're like, you can't have both. You know what I mean? You're either committed or you're not. And it looks like there's a heartbreak. There could be a third party. It gets put to rest, and then, the stability's fucked. Then you don't know what's going to happen next. There's arguments. There's changes, big changes, and then you want to care about the person still, but it's like very codependent. It's like it's almost like you, like, I don't want to say you have to care, but it's like you feel like you're in this position. It's just a very like it's disappointing, and it's very, very, it's like so like from deep within it becomes very confusing, and it becomes very hard to really know why you're doing it anymore. Like that's what I mean by codependent. It's almost just like it's a routine that you feel stuck in, but then you feel like you need it too. The Five of Pentacles, it's like you're very, like you're needing each other to stay afloat, but at the same time, it might be better if you didn't have each other because you're also bringing each other down. I don't know if it's them or you who's not wanting really to be committed to this, but I feel like if it's not you, it's obviously them. So I think it's something that like needs to be decided now before it gets any further, because it's going to be difficult if you can't really if you can't make that decision of whether or not you want to be involved in it or not, because then it's like either you're going to be for it or you're going to not be for it. But whatever you're doing, you need to make it clear, and they need to make it clear too. I feel like it's not going to be made clear though, so you kind of, maybe you should be the one to make that decision if you already are having doubts about it, because I don't know if they're going to ever want to really do that and come correct, I guess you could say, and like be straight up about what they're trying to do. Okay, Yanni. Or Vanny. Vanny, I'm sorry. Okay, see the cards flying everywhere? No problem. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you got some clarity there about my career and love. Yeah, find someone who's committed, Find someone who you can really like lean on and be with, and who's feels the same and wants to be with you too. It's not worth it to just be with somebody who isn't sure, So okay, career and love. I feel like there is, I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, you're wondering about a certain relationship, or if you're wanting to be in one, you don't really know what's next, and you're wanting to figure out like what's coming your way and all that. It seems like career-wise, you're going your own way. You've been kind of going your own way. I feel like you're single right now, and it's like you've been waiting a long time for things to kind of happen, but I feel like things are about to happen for you in regards to like making money and things actually, like you having the things you need, because it seems like you've been waiting, watching things grow, kind of just like it's been a while, you've wanted something to change, or some kind of like sign that things are getting better, that you're doing well, that your work is going to be paying off. And so there's hope there, there's this like have faith in yourself kind of energy, because things are about to take off. The King of Pentacles is showing that you basically are going to have, money or material things. You're going to have what you need. So I feel like your money situation won't be lacking. And I feel like this has been a long time coming for you. So it's like kind of like a great feeling, a great blessing to have it finally. And it feels deserved. It feels like you deserve this. Like you're not like wondering how the hell did this happen. It's something you've been working for a long time and waiting to see happen. So good for you. So that could mean that, love isn't really part of it right now. Like you've been kind of focused on your work. And if you don't like have a job or you're really confused about work and that doesn't make sense for you that things would be paying off, then you're about to find something that really works for you, something that you can make money in. It's going to be after a long time of waiting, but I do also feel like it's important to say that don't just be waiting, take actions. Know that you can't just wait and expect things to, change. Like you do have to take certain actions. So that will be important as well. If you feel like you've been not really taking many actions and you're kind of waiting for it to happen, it's not going to happen like that, And that could be why it's taken so long, because you're kind of waiting for the right thing to fall into your lap. Sometimes that happens for people, but, I wouldn't just depend on it. You know what I mean? Don't rely on it. Don't wait for, something to come when it's like you got to go and find it. There's so many people in this world. You have to go and find what you want to do and what speaks to you. Okay, then we have, thank you. Then we have Tripty. Okay, let's see about your job in 3 to 4 months from now. So 3 to 4 months, are we talking about like into 2021? Are we talking about like the rest of the year? Well, I guess let's just see what's coming up for you. Next kind of job coming up, and if we can expect it soon. Thank you. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. I need you to choose. I'm trying to split up the cards a lot and kind of make it like your thing. Or 3. Ah! 1. Okay, there's a lot of options here for you. By January, February 2021, I'm searching currently. There's many options. It seems like you might take action kind of like hastily or like without thinking much. But that actually might lead you in a direction of good communication with someone that can get you a job. But also there's this you being held back. Like you're wanting a certain thing. You're really holding on to like a certain position or a certain field or area. There's something you're hanging on to in regards to like work. Like you're not really willing to budge. You're not looking for just anything. You're looking for like something that is specific. I feel like that kind of needs to be let go. Like you're holding on to like a past dream or like a past idea that you had wanted to do. But the reason that you're waiting so long for it is because it's just not, it's kind of holding you back in that way. There's other opportunities for you, I feel like. And I feel like you will meet somebody, like once you go out there and just kind of take action in a different direction, there's someone that you're going to communicate with and it can kind of put you in the right position. But as long as you weed out this whole waiting around for something to be what you wanted it to be, like you're hanging on to something and it's really not helping the situation. Like I think you need to consider other options, but there are many other options for you. So I think as long as you take action, like usually we're talking here about, the Page of Wands, we're talking about somebody who's taking action without thinking, and that could be like, a negative thing. But in your case, it seems like you kind of just do something randomly, and then it kind of gets you in a position of good communication with someone who can get you a job. And I feel like that will happen as long as you're willing to put yourself out there and kind of like take actions that you wouldn't even really think about taking, like maybe apply for something that you wouldn't think, you think, I've always kind of been interested in that, I don't even know if I could get it, but then you do, and then you kind of like start talking to people and they like you, and just something, for example, like that. It could be, I'm not saying exactly that's how it's going to play out, but it just seems like there's communication of some sort, based off this decision you make to kind of just like do something all of a sudden and it kind of works for you, it's not something you would have expected really to happen. But I think you need to like start taking more actions and just trying different things out, because there's like I said, there's quite a few options there for you to try. I think you need to cut out the your need to do a specific thing that you've been wanting to do for a long time that hasn't happened, because maybe that's just not the thing for you, like just don't be stuck on one thing. I mean, if you're trying to have one thing happen and it's not happening, that's kind of a good sign that you should move on to something else. Not let it go completely. I mean, maybe one day it'll work out, but it just seems like right now there's other things that you could focus on that'll work better for you. So let's see if we can get like a time frame. So I would say if you're able to not be stuck in a situation that you were stuck in, like if you're not able to if you're able to kind of change your direction a bit, change your approach, talk to different people, try different things, then Wheel of Fortune is going to help you to achieve that, within 3 to 4 months, I guess you could say. Like whatever you're wanting to do, it can happen if you're trying to actually, put yourself out there and look in different areas, because there's, like I said, a lot of different options. And I feel like if you're stuck in the same rut you've been in and it's not working for you, I don't see it, starting to work for you all of a sudden. You know what I mean? You have to kind of find a different way to get what you want and get what you need in regards to work. Don't be closed off, you guys. Or Tripty. Don't be closed off. Be open. Be open to things. Don't feel like you're chained to your past. You're not. The only reason you'd be chained to it is because you're chaining yourself there. You're keeping yourself there. It's not the only option for you. You can do different things, and I think you should do different things. Not that you have to give up on it completely, but just don't think about that as in that's the only thing you have to do, because obviously it's not working for you right now, Yeah, you might be surprised at the different things that you would be interested in doing that could be better for you. Okay, let's see, Re. And is RD here? If not, then we're doing Re. Yeah, no problem. Okay, what's coming for me in love and career? Okay. You okay, baby? You okay, bub? Is he like choking on something? Is like a sneezing fit? Oh, I wish you could see him. He's so precious and adorable. Okay, love and career. I'm talking to my dog, by the way. Okay, so let's see here. It's coming her way in love. A public relationship. Maybe something happened from your past that was hard to let go of and move forward from, and that is being acknowledged. Like there could have been drama from it or something that a lot of people know about what happened, and that is being like people are going to know about it. Like it's being talked about or recognized, like in the community, like it's getting attention. And I feel like if you're able, well, first of all, let me see, is that kind of what's going on for you? Like something happened in a relationship from the, and now people kind of know about it. I feel like, okay, the reason I say that is because I feel like you're kind of held back in that way. Like it's something from the past that is now being recognized or talked about by other people. And so it's kind of leaving you in a direction of having to really think about it in ways you probably didn't want to think about it. Maybe you try to put it to rest or just forget and or not have to answer for it, and because it's like hard to do that. But then it looks like that kind of like things seem to fall apart in a way because you're having to recognize and realize and accept these things. But really, well, for some reason it's being brought to your attention. I feel like other people kind of know about it. Maybe that's why. Maybe somebody, starts asking you about it or something, or for some reason there's others who recognize you. Maybe they're recognizing that you're feeling held back or that you are really to yourself right now. The Hermit is here, so it's kind of talking about like you taking that alone time. But I feel like when you do like start thinking about these things and how it played out, and you start taking responsibility for some things, or you start blaming yourself, maybe, for some reason it seems like things kind of fall apart at that time. Like things would get really like kind of like difficult, and they seem like they're not going to get better. But then that is exactly when things get better. Like that is exactly when you start to come into your own and you have like more control over your life because you aren't feeling at the mercy of something that happened. You're kind of understanding it in a different way, and you're able to kind of accept that and make your own reality of it instead of like feeling like, what does this person feel about it, or why did they do that, or what do people think, or like what does that mean about me. You're kind of doing that work and figuring out what it means for you, and so then you're able to have like and feel like you have more control over your life and your direction in life because you have talked with yourself about everything and you've gone over all the feelings you're having about it. Right. Yeah, see, so I feel like you're kind of like not cutting corners necessarily, but like you're kind of avoiding really feeling it because it's hard to do. It's hard to you said you're trying to move on, so it's very difficult to kind of accept and just let go. You probably don't want to do that. So but once you do that, that puts you in an empowered position. So if that makes sense. Okay. Now let's see about career. I feel like career too, like once you do that, it puts you in a place of more confidence and more like what you need to be doing, where you need to go, and so it's easier to find career options too. You have this independence, this independent streak. I feel like this is though after the tower happens. So this is after, let me explain, the self-reflection, and then the tower, and then the emperor, where you have more control and you come into your own and you have control of your life. You say what goes and you call the shots. You feel comfortable with that. Like you are your shot caller. No one has control over you anymore because you know what you need to do. And you're comfortable with that. You've accepted these things. It may take some time, but just know that that's on the other side, is you have this independence and you have this like ability to just conquer, you have an ability to like really make shit happen for yourself, and it's not something that you feel afraid to do. It's like something is right, so it's really going to involve you coming into your own and realizing the things that have happened and accepting those things and starting to make sense of them to yourself, not just blaming yourself, because sometimes it seems like the Hermit, sometimes, you're sitting there thinking about all these things and you want to blame yourself, but that's not even accurate. That wouldn't help you heal, because that's not accurate. That would help you to create this narrative of yourself that is self-defeating, maybe, but it's not accurate. And so it's not going to be you coming into your own in that way. Make sure you're mad at the right people. Don't just be mad at yourself about things not working out. Sometimes things don't work out because they're not supposed to, Sometimes the universe dodges a bullet for you, and you think it's bad, or you think like it's fucked up at the time, but really it's better for you because you wouldn't have dodged it yourself. The universe had to come in there and make that happen. So later on you'll see why it happened, and why it had to be that way. Just try to believe, just try to trust in the journey that you're going through now. Know that the universe has your back, and they're not going to let you, if it feels unfair, it's probably not. It probably is just because you don't understand why it's happening yet. But just try to believe in yourself. Try to know that everything happens for a reason, and, you're on the right path, whatever that path is, as long as you're staying true to yourself. Okay, then we have the Smiths family. And if RD is here, we'll take hers too. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for your time. Thank you. I'm grateful for your guys' time too, for allowing me to do this. Couldn't do it without you, you know? So, I really want to know, do I let go of, okay, let go of Marty. So, you want to know if you should let go of a person? Like, you want to know if this person, you should just let it go? Or you want to know how? You want to know if you should, is what you're saying? Should I? Okay. Okay, let's see. Should you? Wait, you're a Virgo and they're a Pisces? Opposites. My first love was a Pisces too, and I'm a Virgo. It really didn't work for me, but it's a little different, but you know, everyone's different, so it doesn't, sometimes opposites attract, you know? I mean, they obviously attract, but do they last? That's the question, I guess. Everyone's different. It's not just about your sun sign though either. So let's see. Should you let them? I'm guessing you are asking if you should let them go because they're really kind of in the clouds. They're not structured like you are. They're not motivated like you are. And you're like, should I even wait around for this person? And this kind of seems like a person that's not in tune with what I'm trying to do in life. I don't know for sure if that's what it is. Just like I'm guessing. Yeah. You know, the thing for me I've noticed is like I think consistency is the best thing for me. Like with the whole like, you know, building the channel and stuff, it's I think it's really just staying consistent because there's a lot of times when I get very motivated and then I stop and I'm like not motivated anymore and then like, you know, but I just have to keep myself motivated, you know, because it seems like this time around it's kind of working for me better. So I think I need to just keep doing something so that people know, like they know that, you know, I'm going to be on at a certain time or whatever, so they can be there and be on, and so that it can work for them too, and not just be a random thing that never happens and happens rarely, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, then it's almost like non-existent. So I do appreciate you guys coming on here and asking questions because it's really cool. I like doing these things. So let's get back to your question. Okay. So should it be done between them, or what is going on between them? Should you let them go? What is between them? Potential. Okay. I think you could find that you feel disappointed in the connection and you have other options there that would provide more stability to you, but in regards to this connection, it kind of leaves you feeling depleted and like you're giving a lot of yourself, but you're really not receiving what you would like to receive, like in regards to like, you know, a connection, like reciprocating those things. And it's just the person really isn't on your level in regards to what you need to feel loved and appreciated. Like or it could not even be that. It could mostly be, you know, something where like how you want to live your life is just not in tune with what they're doing, so it kind of just clashes and it doesn't work. And you feel like it's just not like working, you know, you feel like it's just not, the person isn't like focused enough on things that are important to you. Like you guys aren't on the same level in that way. And then we have the, you know, there is a lot of like strength and I feel like emotional support too from the person. Maybe it's just that they're, you know, material wise, they're not really, you know, they're not really on the same page, so it kind of just doesn't work, you know. And you feel it's not that you feel disappointed by it, and you wish, you know, you want it to be a different way, and you can't really change people, so it's just disappointing. But I don't think the person like lacks feelings for you or like lacks care for you or anything. It seems like they're just, you're wondering if, you know, they're going to be able to meet you and you know, you guys can work together to create a life together, and it seems like they're in a different world sometimes, you know. I feel like you're, you know, they want to take action toward harmony, and so do you. But you have to decide if you're going to want to manifest something with this person. You might have to wait, or you might be waiting, you know, for them to kind of take the actions they're supposed to take. That will help you guys to move forward. And then it's like, yeah, I keep getting Hanged Man, Page of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. You know, a lot of waiting, a lot of sitting there, wanting it to manifest and hoping that it will, and just waiting for them to kind of take the actions they need to take, and they don't. I mean, not that they never do, but it seems like you're waiting a while for them to kind of do certain things that need to be done, like just like practical things that they just don't want to do, and you're kind of sitting there like, I'm going to be waiting a long time for this person to kind of like step up and do adult things that they need to be doing, you know. So if that resonates with you, I would say, you know, it's your decision. But if you don't want that, then that seems like that's what is coming out here. So if that is something that you don't really want to, you know, if you want to be with a person who's more on your level and able to take actions that are appropriate, practical ones, you know, that can further you in life and progress you and help you to improve your situation together, then it might be kind of foolish to stay in that connection, you know. I can't tell you if he's your twin because I don't know, like, how to read that. But the thing is, I think you wanting that, it's almost like a greedy thing. Like you're wanting it to be a certain way. That kind of would make sense because you're a Virgo. You want a specific, perfect person that is not in existence. So it's kind of greedy for you to want. It's like you want it to be what you want it to be, and that's it. Like you're not wanting it to be what they are, you're wanting it to be what you want it to be. So I get it, but it's just, it's not going to work that way, you know? They're not the person you want them to be, you know? They're them. So, you know, I think you can, I believe in you, you can find somebody who's almost exactly what you want one day, because I believe I, you know, can find that, and anyone can if they really, you know, if they just have enough standards, I guess, or boundary, or they just like don't take no for an answer on certain things. But I mean, you're never going to find a person who's exactly your specific, like everything you want, you know, because everyone's different and they do what they want to do and everyone does what they do. But you know, you can't find a specific dream perfect person. But it seems like this person just isn't really in alignment with what you're wanting. So you want them to be a certain way, and that's not going to happen. So it's up to you, you know. If they show you and make efforts to show you that they want to be what you want them to be, that could be cool. But I just don't, like, who would do that? You know what I mean? Like, you want them to be a certain way that they're not, and so it's disappointing, you know. So there you have it. I hope that resonated with you guys. It seems like it did, but I keep forgetting to mention that little thing up here. That is a follow button for my website. It's a WordPress site, so it's, you know, it's on WordPress. It's the host, but so that's why it says follow. But if you want to check that out, that would be really cool. I'd appreciate that, and I will see you tomorrow. Let's do this again, and you guys have a great night.